I think I remember you sent it to me, but I don't remember. I don't think I've actually got it sort of loaded in the game. Right, so how does this work? Build 2, backstab 2. That seems real clunky. I'm surprised there's no timekeeper in this deck, because you could really get people with accelerating Penumbrax if you're going to play this many build minions. Yeah, I'll just ship the Zendos. They're coming out nowhere near. Now, that's a good draw. We need this. This is our only AoE. So I can do Katara into Penumbrax into Architect and try and draw some cards. And we've got Thunderhorn Flamewreath for mass removal, which we'll need. In practice, I'll probably be forced onto playing these anyway, because I'll have to react to my opponent. But I'm happy to keep this hand. Right. So we can try and Flamewreath all of this stuff away, I think. Move Katara here, play Flamewreath, juxtaposition it with something relevant, punch the relevant. No! Okay, well I can't do that yet. I'll just have to play one of these. I'll be honest, the Penumbrax probably isn't doing anything in this game. I think here I need to play this because it builds straight away, helps me dig for answers, kills a Wraithling next turn. So how much build support are we predicting this next expansion? It would be really cool if they continued it. I would like that. Yeah, I think it might just be a set mechanic. If I kill this one, it makes the Architect more likely to be able to hit a Wraithling. My opponent's not really going to run away from it. Punching this doesn't make any difference. Oh, it doesn't matter if my opponent has another lure and they put this miles away. But it doesn't matter very much. It still can't reach the mana tile. Sorry, I'll clear this one. I will probably just replace the Penumbrax, unfortunately. I'm going to have to play defensively here and make sure I have as many... Basically make sure I'm killing as much of my opponent's stuff as possible for the first several turns, which is imperative in a deck that has almost no removal. The new set rotates out at a different time than the last one. That doesn't matter, they can have stuff that overlaps. Like, they don't have to print loads of timekeepers in this expansion, they can just print more. They can still print more build minions. But it wouldn't surprise me if the last set was, you know, all we saw of them for a while. It's not a gimmick, it's, you know, just a set keyword. When did that get closed? But I actually really like this mechanic, but they've not been... They've been well received, but they've not been incredibly, like, played. So I'd be very surprised if there was more building support, generally. Support's the wrong word, but more buildings. Full stop. I didn't mean gimmick as a negative. Oh, fair enough. Sorry for misunderstanding. I would like a building that spawns a minion with rush around it every turn. Maybe make that minion 2/2 and make it disappear. Yeah, they are structures, aren't they? So you can... It would be cool if there was, like, structure support. There's a little bit of that already, but... that's a mechanic I find interesting. So... Let's see. That's a good draw, because now we can just spam out things to punish the Spelljammer slightly, and we get a Katara in play, which is good with Mist Dragon. So I'll kill this Wraithling. Drop a T-Boy. Play this. Go ahead. Oof. It's like Battle Pets and Bond, they love introducing something and ignoring it for a while. I don't know about that. Like, you have to have set by set mechanics, right? Because if you try and... So suppose you print Bond, and you make... I can't remember how many Bond cards are in each Bonds, but like... Maybe half a dozen. A few of which were fairly... fairly played, right? You know, this is a reasonably popular mechanic. This is gonna hurt. I'm very glad I've drawn this Onyx Bear Seal, because I'm about to take a turn of damage. Actually, to be fair, my opponent might just kill the Thunderhorn. And then we can clear it with Katara. Yeah. That's fine. You do that. Feel free to trade your resources with my resources. This is 8 damage, which gets rid of it. If I juxtaposition it instead of Mist Dragon Sealing, it still kills it, and the Katara is in a safer position. Although I can still blink it out of the way. See if I draw 2 mana or so card. Don't. So in that case, I should keep this for more mana efficient plays on later turns. And I should do this. I think not printing more bond cards as an example is not a problem as long as we get more interesting content. It's not like we need more bond cards. Yeah, sorry, that's where I was going. I was distracted by maths. So if you have... So they print maybe half a dozen bond cards or whatever in Ancient Bonds. And that mechanic has a certain amount of design space, right? There's only certain things you can do with it. The actual effects you can have are limited. They can't target. They have to be tribal, blah, blah, blah. If you committed by doing so to print bond or battle pets or buildings or whatever for the rest of the game, every set in the future gets clogged up with these narrow, kind of linear or underutilized mechanics where you have like, oh, well, we should put more build stuff in to appease the people who like build, so here's the random build card. And the more you do this, the less effective your set's actual themes get. Which means you end up with basically really weak designs because you can't demonstrate anything cool. I have the sickest play here, I think. We go... Oh no, awkwardly. So what I want to do is, ideally, play the Flamewreath, swap it with the Bloodtide Priestess, blow up everything, and then kill the Bloodtide Priestess, but that doesn't actually work. So what I need to do instead is just swap this with the Wraithling on the back, I guess. And then use Flamewreath Blink to kill everything else. Solid. Do I protect this? I don't think so. I don't need to. I play our Mercy Boy. Sorry, I keep replacing it because it's not doing much on the board. But I can play. I'll play it this turn if my opponent doesn't pressure me too much. Demonic Lair? I think you'll find, my friend, that does bugger all. Oh, she's got a punish. Demonic Lair punish. That's sick. It's not sick. It's not sick at all. 2 for 1s. That Katara did so much work. So much value. Backstab protect itself. In theory. Actually, yeah, it does, doesn't it? Because it turns back into a 0/10. Yeah, we'll see how it works out. I mean, my opponent's also not removed this Flamewreath, which is going to cost them. So we have this Mist Dragon Seal to teleport it back in. At which point I can play a Penumbrex behind them. That's kind of mana inefficient though. Is it better just to like... I don't know, move up, punch this, drop an EMP. It leaves 1 Wraithling alive, and I have a 9/9 in play. My opponent just had to 2/4 on themselves to get rid of a big creature. That's probably more effective than Mousy Boy. Let's see what this does. If I get a... Oh, hello. Yeah, we'll do that instead. Sorry, mousey boy. We go here for the extra face damage, right? Peace. Hit Zendo, hit Zendo. Damn. Bootleg rebirth. Oh yeah, we're smoking. We're smoking hard. I'm all about that face. I mean, it's a Songhai deck. You smoke. Oh no. Oh wait, I've got 2 EMPs. I mean, none of this is killing this Flamewreath, so... Do we have lethal? Yes. Almost certainly. Oh, actually, not quite. So I can punch this, move back, blink back in. Or blink out, walk back in? Oh yeah, blink out, walk back in is enough damage. My god, Flamewreath is rude. So rude. I remember when it came out, and I was like, Backstab Kalias is good again, and it wasn't even untrue. I had so much fun just, like, Flamewreathing people to death. It was great.